Hello students, how are you? I think you will be fine. So EduTech Academy is bringing previous year Gujket paper series. So in that today we will solve physics Gujket paper of 2022. So we are starting with first MCQ, that is the an air core solenoid with length 30 centimeter, area 25 centimeter square and number of tons, total number of tons 500, carries current of 2.5 ampere. This current is suddenly brings to 0 in 10 raised to minus 3 seconds. So what is the average back EMF induced in the solenoid? That is the question. So first understand the question, that is this is one solenoid. There are number of turns in solenoid and the one and another is connected to battery with key. Initially this key is closed, so some current is flowing through this solenoid and that is the 2.5 ampere. But suddenly this current brings to 0. So what will happen? When current is flowing in the solenoid, then some magnetic field is in the solenoid. But when current becomes 0, the magnetic field in the solenoid becomes 0. So this change in magnetic field leads us to the induced EMF in solenoid, and that is the only question. That is to find induced EMF. So we will use Faraday's law to solve this MCQ. According to Faraday's law, we know that induced EMF is minus n delta phi upon delta t. So epsilon is equals to minus n delta phi, that means final flux minus initial flux divided by time taken t. Here we know what is the final current. Final current is 0. So what will be the final magnetic field? Final magnetic field is also 0. So final flux will also 0. So induced EMF is minus n minus phi 1 divided by t. So it will become epsilon is equals to minus minus plus. So n phi 1 divided by t. Now we are placing all the values with formula. Formula of phi flux is BA. Actually it will be BA cos theta, but here in solenoid magnetic field will be in this direction as well as this turns area will also in this direction. So what will happen? Theta becomes 0, cos 0 becomes 1. So NBA divided by T. Now just place all the values and number of tons here. In how many number of tons current is flowing? So total 500 tons. So in total 500 tons there will be change in current and there will be induced EMF. So we have to consider that number of tons, that is the 500. Magnetic field, the formula of magnetic field inside the solenoid, that will be B is equals to mu 0 Ni. We are directly placing all the values. Value of mu 0, that is the 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7. Here small n is total number of tons divided by length. So total number of tons 500. Length is given. Remember length is 30 centimeter and cross section area is 25 centimeter. Current is 2.5 ampere. Length is 25 centimeter. So in meter it is 0.25. Mu 0 n. Now I current is 2.5. So we have placed the value of only magnetic field B. Now area is given 25 centimeter square. So 25 into 10 raised to minus 4. We have converted into meter square divided by time. And time is given 10 raised to minus 3 seconds. So 10 raised to minus 3. Now you have calculator, you can solve it, and when you solve it, you will know that the answer is 6.54 volt. So answer of first MCQ, that is the 6.54 volts. So this is the solution of first MCQ. Now we will move to next MCQ, that is the MCQ number 2. Second MCQ, for an ideal transformer, if N is greater than NP, then what will happen? So which option is correct? Now according to the formula of transformation ratio, we know that Ns upon Np is equals to Vs upon Vp. And you very well know that here Ns is the number of turns in secondary coil, Np is the number of turns in primary coil, Vs is the voltage in secondary coil, AC voltage, and Vp is the AC voltage in primary coil. Secondary is our output and primary is input. So in transformer, the formula of transformation ratio is Ns upon Np is equals to Vs upon Vp. Here what is given? Ns is greater than Np. Now if Ns is greater than Np, then we can easily say that of Vs will be greater than Vp. So our correct option is B. That is the Vs is greater than Vp. Now we will move towards the next MCQ. That is the third MCQ. Here we are given that there is one LCR AC series circuit where our resistance is not there, only capacitor of 10 microfarad, an inductor of 16 millihenry is there. So what will be the angular frequency of free oscillation? That is the question. Now what is angular frequency of free oscillation? First of all, understand that angular frequency of free oscillations, that means it is actually resonance frequency, because at the time of resonance only the oscillations becomes very large and it is said to be free. So actually here we are asked to find out resonance frequency in LCR AC series circuit. So what is the formula of that resonance frequency? That is the omega is equals to 1 upon root LC. Now just place the values. 1 upon L. What is the value of L? That is the 16 millihenry. So 16 into 10 raised to minus 3. C, that is the 10 microfarad. So 10 into 10 raised to minus 6. Now 16 into 10, 160. Minus 3, minus 6, minus 9. Just remove one 10 and aside the here 10 power of minus 8. So we can write 16 into 10 raised to minus 8. Now bring its root, take its root, so 1 upon 4, 16 root 4 and 10 raised to minus 8 root 10 raised to minus 4. Now just this 10 raised to minus 4 is in denominator, so if you will convert into numerator, then it will become 10 raised to 4 divided by 4, so 10,000. 10 raised to 4 becomes 10,000, sorry, divided by 4. So our answer will be 2500. So that is the correct answer, 2500 radian per second, option D, fourth option. Okay. Now we will move towards the next MCQ. That is the MCQ number 4. Again easy MCQ. There is one bulb. Its rating is given 200 volt and voltage is given 220, and we are asked to find out resistance of the bulb. Simply we will use the formula of the power of bulb. What is the formula of power? That is the V square upon R. Just make the subject R resistance. That is the V square upon P. What is the value of V? That is the 220. So 220 into 220 divided by P. Power is 200. Both zeros are cancelled. 22 into 22 divided by 2. So your answer will be 242 ohm. If you will solve this in your calculator, so your answer will be 242 ohm. So this is the simple MCQ, MCQ number 4. Now we will move towards the next MCQ. That is the MCQ number 5. Again easy MCQ. There is one radio which can tune in which range? In the range of 6 MHz to 12 MHz. So what is the corresponding wavelength for this both the frequency? So simply we are given frequency, the two values of frequency, and we are asked to find out wavelength. First of all, first case, if we are given frequency and asked to find out wavelength, then we will use the simple formula of wave velocity, that is the C is equals to F lambda. Make the subject lambda, so lambda is equals to C by F. Here we are finding for case 1, so lambda 1 is equals to C by F1. Value of C is 3 into 10 raised to 8. F1 is 6 megahertz, so 6 into 10 raised to 6. 3 divided by 6.5 and 10 raised to 8 divided by 6. Sorry, 10 raised to 8 divided by 10 raised to 6, so that it will be 10 raised to 2. So it will become 50 meters. So our first answer is 50 meter. Same as you can find for second case lambda 2. That is the C by F2. Same formula. Now here Again 3 into 10 raised to 8. F2 is 12 megahertz, so 12 into 10 raised to 6. In this case, your answer will be 25 meter. So correct range is from 25 meter to 50 meter, and that is the option B, 25 meter to 50 meter. So this is the easy MCQ. It is solved only by using this formula, that is the C is equals to F lambda. Now we are moving towards the next MCQ, that is the sixth. Again easy MCQ. There is one charged particle which oscillates about its mean equilibrium position with a frequency of 10 raised to 9 Hz. If charged particle is oscillating, then obviously it will generate some electromagnetic wave. So what will be the frequency of this electromagnetic wave? That is the question. Now we know that the frequency of electromagnetic wave is equals to the frequency of source. Here what is the frequency of source? 10 raised to 9. So what will be the frequency of electromagnetic wave? That will be again 10 raised to 9. So correct answer is 10 raised to 9 Hz. Okay, second option. Easy MCQ. Now we are moving next MCQ towards the next MCQ. That is the MCQ number 7. Here, this is the MCQ from 9th chapter. Light from a point source in air falls on a spherical glass source whose refractive index is given 1.5, whose radius of curvature is 20 cm. The distance of the light source from the glass surface is 100 cm, and find the image distance. This is one of the illustration in chapter number 9. Here we are given that there is one curved surface whose refractive index is suppose N2, here N, whose refractive index is N1. At some distance, here object is placed. At how much distance? 100 cm. We are given that. Now this curvature surface, this curved surface will generate this object's image. So our question is find out that image distance. So for this we will use the formula of the refraction by curved surface. Recall the formula of the refraction by curved surface, and that formula is minus n1 by u plus n2 by v is equals to n2 minus n1 upon r. Here we will use the values like n1 is 1, n2 is 1.5, u is, see, object is in left side, so that is the opposite direction of incident rays. So we will use the value of u, that is the minus 100 cm. We are asked to find out v. We are also given radius of curvature, and that is the 100 cm. So just use these values. Use these values here, and you will find v. So make the subject first of all n2 by v. That is the n2 minus n1 upon r, minus becomes plus n1 by u. Place all the values. n2 is 1.5 minus 1 divided by r is 100 plus n1 is 1 divided by minus 100. So when you will solve this, you will place the value of n2, that is the 1.5, and when you will solve this, you will bring that your final answer will be 100 cm plus 100 cm. By solving this equation, you will came to know that your final answer will be 100 cm. So correct option is D, 100 cm. Okay. So now we are moving towards the next MCQ. MCQ number 8. Again MCQ from chapter number 9. There is one double convex lens which is manufactured from a glass of refractive index 1.5 with the both surface of same radius of curvature. So we are given that for one double convex lens, R1 and R2 are same. We will call it R, and that is the only question. Find this radius of curvature when the focal length is 20 cm. This is again exercise numerical from chapter number 9. To solve this numerical, just we will use the lens formula, lens maker's formula. That is the 1 upon f is equals to n2 minus n1 upon n1 in bracket 1 upon r1 minus 1 upon r. Okay. Here we will place all the values. 1 upon f is 20. N2 is the refractive index of lens itself. Here air whose refractive index is n1, lens whose refractive index is n2, again air. So as n2 we will use the refractive index of lens itself. It is given 1.5 minus n1 refractive index of air 1 divided by 1 upon r1 is r minus 1 upon, remember r2 is minus r, you are making mistake only here. R1 is plus r but r2 is minus r. Why? Because this is the convex lens, this is the first surface of it. If you are taking its radius of curvature r1 as positive, then for this surface its radius of curvature will lie on this side. So compulsory you have to take this radius of curvature as negative. So r1 is plus r, r2 is minus r. Place all the values. So here it will become 1 upon 20 is equals to 1.5 minus 1 divided by 1. So it will become 0.5. 1 upon r minus minus plus 1 upon r. So it will become 2 upon r. We are asked to find out value of r. So it will become r is equals to 0.5 into 2 and into 20. Sorry, here data is actually 1.55, not 1.5. We are given that this refractive index of lens is 1.55. Here there is printing mistake. So here there is 1.55. So 0.55, 0.55. So it will become, when you will solve it, it will become 22 centimeter. Option C. Okay. Now next MCQ. MCQ number 9. What is the focal length of convex lens? Of focal length 30 centimeter, that is in contact with a concave lens of focal length 10 centimeter. So here we are given combination of two lenses. One is the convex lens and another one is the concave lens, and we are asked to find equivalent focal length of this combination. So this is also the direct numerical from exercise of chapter number 9. So actually we are given that there is one convex lens and there is also one concave lens. Combination of both the lenses is given. This focal length f1 is given 30 centimeter. This focal length f2 of concave lens, that is given 10 centimeter. We will take it negative because we know that for convex we are taking radius of curvature as well as focal length positive, and for concave we are taking negative. So what is the formula of the equivalent focal length? That is the 1 upon Fe is equals to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2. Just place the values. Before placing values, we are making formula simple, that is f1 f2 upon f1 plus f2 by taking LCM. What is the value of f1? That is 30 into f2, that is the minus 10. f1 plus f2, that is the 30 plus minus 10. So equivalent focal length will become minus 300 divided by 20. So it will become minus 15 centimeter. So your correct option is option A, minus 15 centimeter. So this is the MCQ number 9. Now next MCQ, that is the MCQ number 10. MCQ number 10 is from the polarization, chapter number 10. That is the deleted, omitted from our syllabus. So no need to solve it. We are moving towards the MCQ number 11. That is also from the chapter number 10. Here we are given that in Young's double slit experiment, two slits are separated by 3 mm. Screen is placed at 2 meter. The wavelength used is 600 nanometer. So what is the fringe separation? Our question is, what is the fringe separation? Fringe separation, that means the distance between two consecutive fringes. Fringe separation means distance between two consecutive fringes, and that is denoted by beta. So just use the formula of that distance, that is the lambda d by d. Just place all the values again. 600 into 10 raised to minus 9. Capital D is 2. Screen is placed at 2 meter. Small d, that is the 3. So 3 into 10 raised to minus 3. Solve it. 6 into 2, 12 divided by 3. 4 into 10 power minus 9 and 2 minus 7. This is minus 3. In numerator becomes plus 3. So it will become minus 4 meter. This is the answer. 4 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. But our options are in mm, so we will convert this into mm. So 4 into 10 raised to minus 4 into 10 raised to 3, by multiplying 10 raised to 3 we have converted meter to mm. So 10 raised to minus 1 is there. So correct answer is 0.4 mm. That is the option A, 0.4 mm. MCQ number 11. Now MCQ number 12. This is also omitted from your syllabus, again from chapter number 10, but it is deleted. So MCQ number 13. What is the de Broglie wavelength associated with an electron moving with a speed of this much? This is the simple MCQ, very easy MCQ. We are asked to find out de Broglie wavelength. What is the formula of de Broglie wavelength? That is the h by p. Place the formula of p, so it will become h by mv. Now place all the values. Value of h is 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 34 divided by m, mass. Here we are asked for electron. Okay, so we will place the mass of electron, that is given 9.11 into 10 raised to minus 31. Velocity is given 6.4 into 10 raised to 6. Now when you will solve this, you will find the answer. Okay, and your answer will be 0.144 nanometer. This B is the correct option, that is the 0.144 nanometer. 114 nanometer. So MCQ number 13, we are moving next MCQ. That is again from the 11th chapter of de Broglie wavelength. Here we are given three particles, alpha particle, electron and proton. They are having same kinetic energy. See, they are having same kinetic energy. This data is important. So which of these particle has the shortest de Broglie wavelength? That is the question. What is the formula of de Broglie wavelength in terms of kinetic energy? It is h upon under root 2k. This is the formula of de Broglie wavelength in terms of kinetic energy. Now here we are given that kinetic energy of all these three particles are same. H is constant, 2 is also constant. So obviously lambda proportional to under root m. Here we are asked to find out shortest wavelength. So when this lambda will short, when this m becomes high or largest. So just find that among these three particles, which particle has the largest mass? Alpha particle. This alpha particle have highest mass, so its wavelength will be shortest. So correct answer is alpha particle, because alpha particle's mass is highest, so its wavelength will be lowest. So correct option is option A. Now next MCQ, that is the MCQ number 15. From chapter number 12. In atom, this 5.4 electrovolt separates two energy levels of electron. So what is the frequency of radiation emitted when the atom make a transition from upper to lower level? Now we know that when electron is transitioning from upper level to lower level orbit, then it will emit some energy in the form of radiation. So here we can say that when this electron is making transition from upper to lower level, it will actually radiate this much energy in the form of radiation. So just use this data, that is the E is equals to HF, radiation energy. How much radiation energy is given? 5.4 electrovolt. So 5.4 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. We have converted into joule is equals to HF. So H is 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 34 into F. Our question is find out the frequency. So frequency F is equals to 5.4 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 divided by 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 34. So when you will solve this, you will find the answer, and here in this MCQ the answer is 1.304 into 10 raised to 15 hertz. Okay, you can solve this in your calculator easily. Next MCQ, MCQ 16. That is the MCQ of past one series, and that is not in your syllabus, deleted syllabus. So directly moving towards the MCQ 17. MCQ 17 is the radius of innermost electron orbit in hydrogen atom. That is the 5.3 into 10 raised to minus 11 meter. Okay, this is the innermost orbit radius. Given we are marking it by A0, that is the innermost orbit. Okay, and we are asked to find out radius of third orbit. So for that, just use the simple formula, that is the Rn is equals to n square A0. So R3 is equals to 3 square, that becomes 9. A0, that is the 5.3 into 10 raised to minus 11. Just make the calculation, 9 into 5.3. So I think it will become 47.7, and just transfer 1 point. So your answer will be, final answer will be 4.77 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. So this is one simple MCQ, that is use the formula Rn is equals to n square A0. Next MCQ, MCQ number 18. In accordance with the Bohr's model, we know that electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Now, if you will apply this Bohr's model on the solar system, then in which number of orbit the Earth will rotate? That is the question. See, question is, suppose this is Sun, and you will apply the Bohr's model on the Sun, then there will be so many orbits around the Sun. So from this infinite possible orbits, in which orbit there will be Earth? That is the question. So to solve this type of MCQs, we know that we will apply the Bohr's second postulate, that is the angular momentum quantization postulate. So formula of that postulate is L is equals to NH upon 2 pi, but L is MVR. So MVR is equals to NH upon 2 pi. Make the subject N. So N is equals to MVR 2 pi divided by H. Place all the values. M, that is the mass of Earth, that is given 6 into 10 raised to 24. V, velocity of Earth around the Sun, that is given 3 into 10 raised to 4. Radius, orbital radius of Earth around the Sun, that is given 1.5 into 10 raised to 11 into 2 pi. So into 2 into 3.14 divided by H, that is 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 34. So when you will solve it, there will be your answer, and here the correct answer is 2.6 into 10 raised to 74. This is the correct answer. When you will solve this in the calculator, then correct answer is 2.6 into 10 raised to 74. So Earth will be in this number orbit around the Sun. Now next MCQ. We are given this data, but we are asked to find out energy release during the alpha decay. Now this is in 13th chapter, but unfortunately alpha decay, beta decay, gamma decay, all these three topics are deleted from our syllabus, so no need to solve this. Again 20, MCQ number 20 is from the radioactivity, that is again not in our syllabus, so no need to solve it. MCQ number 21, that is again from radioactivity, so no need to solve it. MCQ number 22, again from deleted syllabus, chapter number 14, logic gate, that is not in our syllabus, so no need to solve it. Now MCQ number 23, when a forward bias is applied to PN junction, what is the correct option? We know that when forward bias is applied, then the height of the potential barrier decreases, so it lowers the potential barrier. This is the correct option, option number C. Okay, and when instead of forward, if we are asked to find when a reverse bias is applied, then obviously it will be resist the potential barrier. Okay, next MCQ. MCQ number 24. There is one crystal of semiconductor, silicon. It has this much atoms. In this crystal, the number of atoms of silicon are 5 into 10 raised to 28. Now it is locked by 1 ppm, that means parts per million concentration of pentavalent AS, that means arsenic, and we are asked to find out number of electrons and holes. Okay, and we are given Ni, that is the 1.5 into 10 raised to 16. Now see students, this is the again numerical from illustration of 14th chapter. We know that for intrinsic type semiconductor, that means pure semiconductor, Ni is equals to Ne is equals to Nh. But for impure semiconductor, that is for doped semiconductor, there is one formula, that is the Ni square is equals to Nh into Ne. So we are asked to here find number of holes as well as number of electrons. See here, number of arsenic, doped arsenic are given, that is the by 1 ppm, parts per million. So first we will find this number of arsenic, because this arsenic is pentavalent and it will give one free electron to one Si atom. So ultimately, if we will find number of arsenic pentavalent, then we can find number of free electrons. So first we will find number of free electrons, and for that concentration is 1 ppm. That means if there are 10 raised to 6 silicon, then there will be one free electron by pentavalent arsenic doping. But we have how many silicons? 5 into 10 raised to 28. So we will have number of electrons, that is the 5 into 10 raised to 28 into 1 divided by 10 raised to 6. So number of free electrons will be 5 into 10 raised to 22. These are the number of free electrons. Now we will use this formula, that is the Ni square is equals to Nh into Ne. Make the subject Nh, that is the Ni square upon Ne. We are given Ni, that is 1.5 into 10 raised to 16. Just place its square. So 2.25 into 10 raised to 32 divided by Ne, that is the 5 into 10 raised to 22. So when you will solve this, your answer will be 4.5 into 10 raised to 9. This B. Okay, this will be your answer or meter cube. So this is the MCQ number 24. So now we will move towards the MCQ number 25. This is again easy MCQ, that is the dimensional formula of electric flux. We know that the dimensional formula of electric flux is 13 minus 31, M1 L3 T minus 3 A minus 1. If you want to solve it, then just place the formula. Phi is equals to EA. Place the dimension of E and A. You will came to know that M1 L3 T minus 3 K minus 1. Next MCQ. MCQ number 26. Again easy MCQ. There is one electric dipole which is placed in uniform electric field. On it, how much torque will act? That is the question. And here dipole is placing at 60 degree. So what is the formula of torque acting on dipole when it is placed in uniform electric field? It is the PE sin theta. Torque on dipole when it is placed in uniform electric field, that is PE sin theta. Place all the values. P 4 into 10 raised to minus 9. E electric field is given 5 into 10 raised to 4. And sin theta, that is the sin 60. Value of sin 60 is root 3 by 2. 4 into 5, 20 into minus 9 and 4, so minus 4 into root 3 by 2. So when you will solve, you will have the answer. And in this MCQ, there is answer of 17.3 into 10 raised to minus 5. This is the answer. 17.3 into 10 raised to minus 5. Okay. Now next MCQ. This is one good MCQ. That is the infinite line charge produces this much electric field at distance of 2 cm. So it will generate how much electric field at distance of 3 cm. So there is one line charge. This is one line charge. We are given electric field at some distance of 2 cm. That is this much, 9 into 10 raised to 4. And at some 3 cm, we are asked to find out electric field. So for that, we will just recall the formula of electric field by line charge, infinitely line charge. That is the lambda upon 2 pi epsilon 0 r. Lambda is the linear charge density of this line charge. See, in these both cases, obviously this lambda will be same. Epsilon 0, 2 pi are constant, so we can say that E proportional to 1 upon r. So based on this information, E proportional to 1 upon r, we can say that E2 upon E1 is equals to R1 upon R2, inversely proportional. So E2 is equals to E1 R1 upon R2. Place all the values. E1 is 9 into 10 raised to 4. R1 is 2 cm and R2 is 3. 9 into 2, 18 divided by 3. So answer is 6 into 10 raised to 4. So correct option is A, that is 6 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb. Next MCQ 28. How will you connect 4 capacitors, each having capacitance of 4 microfarad? That is given 4 microfarad such that its equivalent capacitance becomes 1.6 microfarad. So see, here we are given 4 capacitors, 1, 2, 3 and 4, each of 4 microfarad. Connect these all capacitors such that its equivalent capacitance will become 1.6 microfarad. So how we will connect it? That is the question. So in this type of MCQ, we will see, we will check all the possibilities and we will bring answers. So first we are checking first possibility, that is the connect two in parallel and another two in series. So connect 2 capacitors in parallel and then 2 capacitors in series connection. All is having capacitance of 4 microfarad, 4, 4, 4, 4. This is the series connection, so it's parallel connection. So its answer will be 8. Capacitor in parallel, so its answer will be 8. 2 capacitors of 4 microfarad capacitance are connected in series connection, so its equivalent will become 2. So now 8 and 2 both are in series connection. So what will be the final equivalent capacitance of 8 and 2 series connection? That is 8 into 2 divided by 8 plus 2. Okay, so in first option only our answer is the correct answer, that is the 1.6 microfarad. So our correct option is option A, that is the connect two capacitors in parallel and another two in series. Now next MCQ. This is also one good MCQ, that is the slab of material of dielectric constant 3 that is inserted into parallel plate capacitor, but whose thickness is only 3 by 4D, whereas D is the distance between two plates of capacitor in parallel plate capacitor. So what will be the final electrostatic potential difference between two plates when this dielectric slab is inserted into it? So simply we are given that this is the first case. Suppose in first case we are given this, there is one parallel plate capacitor whose distance between two plate capacitor is D and there is L. So here suppose electric field between these two plates is E0 and potential difference V0 will become E0D. Now question is, second case, in this capacitor in 3 by 4D thickness, one dielectric material is inserted whose dielectric constant is 3, and in another space there is only air, and this dielectric material is inserted in the thickness of 3 by 4D. So this thickness will be D by 4. So now what will be the potential difference? That is the question. First of all, here there is air, so here electric field will be only E0, but here the dielectric material is inserted, so electric field will be E0 by K, so that will be E0 by 3. Now we will find potential difference. Here we are asked to find potential difference between these two plates. So what we will do? We will find potential difference between dielectric material plus potential difference between air. So we will find total potential difference. So total potential difference is equals to potential difference in medium plus potential difference in air. Formula of this potential difference is ED. In medium, what is the E? E0 by 3. And what is D? That is 3D by 4. Plus in air, ED, again E is E0 and D is D by 4. This 3 is cancelled and E0D by 4 is common. So in bracket there is only 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 4, 2. So there will be only 2. So E0D by 2. But we know that E0D is V0. So answer is V0 by 2. So correct option is V0 by 2. And that is the option C. So now we will move towards the next MCQ, MCQ number 30. There is one molecule whose permanent electric dipole is given, that is the 10 raised to minus 29 centimeter, coulomb meter, and this substance is of 2 mole. We are applying electric field of 10 raised to 6 volt per meter. So what will be its potential energy? That is the question. To find the potential energy, simply we will use this formula, U is equals to minus P, where P is the dipole moment. Here we are given dipole moment of only one molecule. Okay, only one molecule, but we are given the quantity of this material of 2 mole. So first we will find the total number of molecules in 2 mole. So what is the total number of molecule in 2 mole? That is the, if there is 1 mole, then how many molecules? 6 into 10 raised to 23. So in 2 mole there will be 12 into 10 raised to 23 total number of molecules. One molecule is having how much dipole moment? 10 raised to minus 29. So total dipole moment will be 12 into 10 raised to 23 into 10 raised to minus 29. So total dipole moment will be 10 raised to minus 6. 12 into 10 raised to minus 6. This is the total dipole moment, Coulomb meter. Now we are asked to find out potential energy. For that we will simply use the formula, that is the minus P. Minus P is 12 into 10 raised to minus 6, value of E is 10 raised to 6. So our answer is minus 12 joule. So correct option is B, minus 12. Now next MCQ 31, that is the temperature dependence on resistance. At room temperature we are given resistance of heating element is 100 ohm. What is the temperature when this resistance is become 137 ohm, and we are given the value of coefficient, that is the alpha 1.35 into 10 raised to minus 4. For this we will simply use R is equals to R0. R0 1 plus alpha T minus T0, where R is the resistance at temperature T, R0 is the resistance as temperature T0, alpha is the constant. We are asked to find out temperature T. Just place all the values. R is 137, R0 is 100, 1 plus alpha is 1.35 into 10 raised to minus 4. T final temperature, that is the question. T0, that is the initial temperature, that is given 27. 100 in denominator, so that will become 1.37. This 1 will be here minus, so that will be ultimately 0.37 is equals to 1.35 into 10 raised to minus 4 T minus 27. Now when you will solve this, you will came to know that this temperature becomes 2767 degrees Celsius. So correct option is A. You can solve it by your own. Okay. So this is the MCQ number 31. Now MCQ number 32. This is one important MCQ. Logical MCQ. We are given this circuit R and 2 ohm that is connected to battery of 15 volt. The total power used in this circuit is given, that is the 150 volt, and our question is what will be the resistance. So first see that here these two resistance are connected is in which type of connection? Both are connected in parallel connection. So in these both resistance the potential will be applied, that will be 15 volt only because of parallel connection. Now in parallel connection, what is the formula of equivalent power? So remember, in parallel connection the formula of equivalent power is P1 plus P2. P1 is V square upon R1 plus P2 is V square upon R. Okay. Total power is given, equivalent power, that is the 150 volt. V is common and that will be 15, its square. So 15 into 15 in bracket 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. So 150 divided by 15 into 15 is equals to 1 upon R1. R1 is R. 1 upon R2. Second resistance is 2. So just make the subject 1 upon R. That is the 150 divided by 15 into 15 minus 1 divided by 2. So when you will solve it, your answer will be there, and here your answer will be 6 ohm. This is the correct option. Okay, when you will solve it and when you will take the reciprocal, then your final answer of resistance, and that will be 6 ohm. But here just to concentrate that the equivalent power in parallel connection, that is the P is equals to P1 plus P2. Same as when you are given two resistance in series connection, then equivalent power will be 1 upon P1 plus 1 upon P2. That means vice versa equation of the resistance. Next MCQ. This is the directly textbook MCQ, exercise MCQ of the third chapter. We are asked to find out the time taken by electron to reach from one end to another end of a conductor, in which we are given the number density of free electrons. Also we are given its length, its area and current. So to find that time, first we will find drift velocity, and to find drift velocity, we will use the relation between current and drift velocity. That is the I is equals to NEAVD. So first find the drift velocity Vd, that is the I upon NEA. Place all the values, that is the 1.5, N, that is the 8.5 into 10 raised to 28, E 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, and area, that is the 10 raised to minus 6. Now when you will solve this, you will have the answer of drift velocity, that will be in meter per second. Then what is the general formula of velocity? That is the distance traveled divided by time. We are asked to find out time. So time is equals to distance traveled by velocity. What is the distance traveled to reach from one end to another end? That is 6 meter. And drift velocity, that you will place this value. So finally, you will bring your answer, and that is the 5.4 into 10 raised to 4 seconds. This will be your answer, that is the 5.4 into 10 raised to 4 seconds. Next MCQ, very easy MCQ, you can solve it by your own. That is the solenoid. We are asked to find out magnetic field. Just use this formula, B is equals to mu 0 Ni. Okay, place the value of mu 0, that is 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7. Small n is capital N by L. Total number of turns are 500. Length is 0.25. And I, current is 2.5 ampere. So by calculation you can find the answer, very easy MCQ. Okay, and the answer is 6.28 into 10 raised to minus 3 Tesla. This will be your final answer when you will solve it. Next, MCQ number 35. That is how the shunt wire should be. The shunt resistance must be low resistance. Okay, its ideal value is 0, so it must be low. What is the formula of resistance? That is the rho L by A. When this resistance will minimum, low. When its length is low and area is high. So just check the 4 options. For which option its length will low and area will high. So it will be short and thick. Short means its length will be low, and thick means its area will be high. So option D is the correct answer. Now next to MCQ, that is the from chapter number 4 again, that is the 2 parallel wires are given, and current flow from this 2 parallel wire is 10 ampere and 4 ampere in same direction. So there will be force of attraction between these 2 wires, and you are asked to find out force acting on one of the wire A, on its 4 centimeter length. Okay, so just use the formula of the force acting between 2 parallel current carrying wire, that is the mu 0 I1 I2 L upon 2 pi d. Place all the values again. 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7. I1 is 10, I2 is 4, length is 4 centimeters, so 4 into 10 raised to minus 2. 2 pi will be cancelled. D, that is the distance between 2 wire, and that is given 2 centimeter. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 2. So you can easily calculate this, and your final answer will be 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 5. This is the final answer, that is the 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 5. Next MCQ. This MCQ is also in GUJCAT 2023. In solenoid, instead of air, one material is filled whose relative permeability is 400, and we are asked to find out magnetic field in it. So actually the formula of magnetic field inside the solenoid is, we know that mu 0 Ni, but we are using this formula when inside the solenoid there is air, but here inside the solenoid there is one material. So we'll use the formula mu Ni. Okay, but we know that relative permeability mu R is equals to mu upon mu 0. So instead of mu, we can say write mu R mu 0 n pi. Just again place all the values. Mu 0 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 into mu R, that is the 400, and number of turns per meter, that is already given 1000. Current is given 1 ampere. So you can find the answer. In terms of pi only there is answer. So pi 4 into 4 16 pi into 10 raised to 1 2 3 4 5 minus 7, so minus 2 Tesla. So 16 pi into 10 raised to minus 2 Tesla, or it will be, yes, this is the option C, that is a 16 pi into 10 raised to minus 2 Tesla. Next MCQ, 38 MCQ. There is one short bar magnet which is placed in external magnetic field at 30 degree. So on it some torque is acting, that is the 4.5 into 10 raised to minus 2, and we are asked to find out magnetic moment. So how will you find magnetic moment? For that we will use the formula of the torque acting on magnet when it is placed in uniform magnetic field, that is the mb sin theta. Okay, make the subject m, so it will become tau upon b sin theta. Value of torque is given 4.5 into 10 raised to minus 2. Value of magnetic field is given 0.25 Tesla. And sin 30 will be 1 by 2. So 2 will be in numerator. So answer is 9 divided by 0.4. So 9 into, it will become 4 into 10 raised to minus 2. So 36 into 10 raised to minus 2 Tesla. This 36 into 10 raised to, Joule per Tesla, it is magnetic moment. So that 36 into 10 raised to minus 2 will become 0.36 Joule per Tesla. Next MCQ. Read the sentence carefully and give the answer that represents which law. So the polarity of induced EMF is such that it tends to produce a current which opposes the change in magnetic flux that produced it. This statement is known as, we know that it is known as Lenz law. So correct option is B, Lenz law. Next and final MCQ. That is, the pair of adjacent coils has a mutual inductance of 1.5 Henry. If the current in one coil changes from 0 to 10 ampere in 0.5 second, what is the change of flux linkage with the another coil? So for that we will use the formula of induced EMF in mutual inductance, that is the M delta I by delta T. But we already know, according to Faraday's law, this epsilon will become N delta phi by delta T. So that will be is equals to M delta I by delta T. Actually there will be negative sign on this both sides, but this negative sign will be cancelled out. This time will also cancel out. We are not given number of turns, so we will use the number of turns n is equals to 1. So delta phi is equals to M into delta I. N is given 1.5 Henry and delta I is given 0 to 10, so it is 10. So correct answer is 15 Weber. That is the option number C. So we have solved GUJCAT 2022 exam paper of physics. So subscribe the channel for more videos. Thank you.